Happy fucking New Year! Happy fucking New Year! Please don't why. Click. Snap. This whole intro's welcome to the channel. My name is Earl Crabtree. This is Cheap Thrills. Happy New Year, you son of a bitch! It's your first time. Last year was our first year, so you know what? Great job. And to open up our brand new year of Cheap Thrills, it's gonna be our biggest year yet. Let's do a little one roll series. We're gonna do part 2 of our 10 roll series on New York City, the best 35mm rolls, and we shot like 50 to 60 rolls. So I'm just taking the top 10, and today's Fuck! Yes! And to start off today, to start off the new year, to start off right, where am I going with this? 2024, that means new episode. That means new me. That means new you. That means brand new everything. Everything's new, I think. 2024, we're here. And today on our show, and to start off the new year right, 2024, we're here. It's time to go. First episode on the channel. How are you even supposed to start a new year? Is it even possible? You can practice so many times, but if you continue to fail, is that a sign? It's 2024, and here on Cheap Thrills, we are starting out the new year right! You can see a bunch of shit on top of my table. Basically, that introduction was all the cameras we shot with from last year's videos, our first year on the fucking YouTube. So thank you guys for your support. Over 200 subscribers already with under 20 videos produced, and this year's gonna be bigger, better, and our first film, actual artistic film, not a vlog kind of thing, is coming out this summer. So be looking forward for that. If you're a fan of the channel, you're a fan of what I do, you're a fan of me. Or if you're just here because it was suggested to you, that's fine too. Today, on our first episode of 2024, we're doing part 2 of our 10-part series of the best 10 rolls we shot in New York City last January. And today's part 2, and it's also similar to last episode, our Delta 200 push, very similar. Shot on the same camera, the Nikon F4. Part 2's roll of film was shot on Fujicolor, a 2006 roll, a Fujicolor Extra 800, shot at ISO 200, so we pulled at 2 stops. And if all of that sounds like this to you,
we just stay in the shoes now and whole building scene in a whole red maybe get the color boss dying.
Then just enjoy the pictures anyway, baby. And I'm titling this roll of film A Little Pinky. I could have probably spent more time on that. So montage that roll and put a little spunk on it. I mean funk on it. Yes, that's it. Well, now it's time to take a look at the roll itself, because there's 3 images that really suck, and there's 3 images that are probably pretty okay. Also, shout out to my girlfriend's mother for the really cool, sick-ass bag. Tina? I am 5'7", but my weight think I'm 5'9". How come I'm never logged into the thing that I need to be logged into? Starting off with number 1 of the 3 worst images from this roll, we have this hunk of shit. I mean, everything about this sucks. I mean, look at it.
Even if the film burn wasn't there, this is a lousy image of boring buildings with nothing to look at. It's off-centered. There's a little bit of tree coming in on the right side. It has no business being there. It's dead as fuck and ugly as hell to the fucking whole composition as a whole. And you know what? I'm a fan of film burns, depending on what the subject is and how it blends with the subject. It just depends. If it can make sense, if it looks cool, if it meshes well. I like film burns. I like random film burns that end up with a cool effect. That's one of the fun aspects of film in general, not gonna lie. One of the whimsical elements of shooting on film. But in this situation, this is just crap. Just plain simple, it sucks. Now here's the next image, and I'm pretty sad to say that one of the worst photos from this roll was a photo of the Empire, the great legendary Empire State Building. I'm pretty sad about that. Things I don't like about this image are pretty much fucking everything. The film was too old to be able to handle a photo of this composition, of this contrasty nature. You still got that pink light, highlights coming through hitting the Empire State Building, but you know, I stopped down a lot in order to make that not look so harsh, and that made my environment pitch black, which just looks bad. And the buildings that are directly in front of me block the Empire State Building. It's not a good composition. You can see all the green age of ugly expiredness burning into that blue sky. I mean, this is just bad. It's just not a good fucking image at all. You know, when you're there, it looks cool. When you're there, all of New York looks cool when you're right there. But does it make for a worthy photo on that roll of film at that time of day? Yeah, no. And for the next photo, this one... Hey! Cut it out! This next photo honestly would have been one of my favorite photos of the roll, but it's just a little bit too out of focus for my taste. It's right on that proverbial line where if it was really blurry, maybe a little jolted with movement, it could be cool. You know, that like blurry thing that looks cool for certain things, but it's just too out of focus to work. In fact, I can't really tell where the point of focus is. It must have been past the building. You know, obviously you could take this into editing, slap on really heavy grain, maybe even slap on some kind of blur effect, but of course you can do anything with editing these days. AI, you can fucking take people out of a fucking place that were clearly there. You can do all sorts of things with editing and make anything look cool, but as the photo stands, it's just too out of focus for me. The composition, I was trying to find an interesting composition for this. It was really hard to do with this particular photo, but I do like the lines pointing up to the sign. I think I got it about as straight as I could. I mean, nothing really in this image is straight. Even the sidewalk is going down at an angle, but I think I managed to find a somewhat pleasing angle, but I just missed focus on this, which really kills it for me. You know, again, just as the photo stands, I don't think it's like a terrible photo by any means, but it is one of the worst three, in my opinion.
And here are the 3 best photos from the roll. Sit down, you fucker.
Okay, so this first one right here, classic subway photo. And there's a common theme amongst these photos. All 3 of the best photos from the roll, in my opinion, are all slightly underexposed images. I love that the silver nature background of the subway shot is dark, and it lets that orange and duo orange 70s look on the seats shine. You can see the lights from above shining on them. You can even see some of the warmth of the chair light bleeding onto the background, which I think is cool. There's like a old logo text font kind of yup thing in the image. The door's shut. You can't see anybody outside in the subway. It's like an isolated, cool shot. And if you've been to New York City, when you see this photo, you think New York City. You know these seats. So I had to get a shot. And I'm glad that one of the best shots is of this particular image. It just really takes me back. Image number 2, look at it. Underexposed as well. This kind of reminds me, the whole feel of this photo reminds me of The Dark Knight. You can almost just see Bruce Wayne looking out a window contemplating Gotham's current state. And I shot this way because I wanted to get some of the light that's bleeding through at like a really dramatic angle. I really wanted to showcase that in a certain kind of pleasing way, but there's so much light in New York City and reflections, even when I pretty much almost darkened out these buildings to make that light shine through and not be too bright, there's still enough light bleed on these buildings that give it an aesthetically really dark and cool vibe. I just love it. I think it was really, really, really neat. I don't know. And the little shades of blue in the middle that separate it. Geometrically, geometrically, it's just interesting to look at as well. Great work, me. This is probably my favorite picture from the whole roll. It's the darkest of the three that I took of this particular subject. It is so interesting that that pink light just keeps bleeding through in this roll. You know, it didn't look like that. That's what this expired roll did, which is super interesting. And I love it's just enough light to barely read that you're on Broadway. This image reminds me of one of those dreamscape horror indie PC games where you're just running around endless, massive maps of nothing. And it's supposed to be kind of creepy and you don't know how to escape. And it's got interesting graphics and it's dreamy. This has got that light. It's got that industrial feel. I love this photo. It's one of my favorites from basically all of New York, really, not even just this roll. I just love it. I think it's great. Underexposed works in certain scenarios if you know how to do it right. These three pictures are a perfect example of how to underexpose an image and get a certain effect. So yeah, play with pushing and pulling. Push and pull your fucking brothers and sisters all over the house. Make mom crazy. 2 contender images for the top 3 were this one. I love this image of this truck slanted, parked incredibly close to the sidewalk. New Yorkers know how to do that, man. They're incredible at parking. All the graffiti on this, and again, we've got that pink light coming through, a nice lens effect, and there's just a pink mist on this whole image. It's grainy, it's perfectly in focus, it's contrasted. I love it. You still get that blue coldness from New York in the image. It's resonant through. This image really personifies the role aesthetically wise. It's a good image to look at for the aesthetic of the role as a whole. And this image almost made the top 3 as well. In fact, I took 3 pictures of this particular building to open up that role. So I'm interested, like, this building was actually pink like that. And I'm like, wait, I'm wondering now if because the first 3 images were of a pink subject, if that pink effect bled through the whole role. I don't really know, but it's like not enough of a pink bleed to be annoying or weird. Sometimes you get an expired roll of film that's like got often a green or an orange stain across it and it's completely unusable. The effect is way too harsh. There's no details remaining, but this like subtle pinkness that came through this roll is so cool. And it's like, I would buy film that did this. I would buy film that looked like this, but really I've only ever seen this because of the 2006 age and because we pulled it and because we, got lucky. Honestly, all the pictures that I take are good are usually pretty much only luck. Right, Mom? Just kidding, she's been gone for years.
Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. Part 3 is coming out soon, but we need your help. Comment below which of these 2 scenarios you'd rather see for part 3. Would you rather see Cinestill 800T pushed to 3200, or would you rather see a 30-year-old roll of 1600 color film? Which one? Comment below, and literally whichever one gets the most likes will be part 3 of our 10-part series. Absolutely. If only one person comments, they have all the power. Our favorite images from part 1 of this series, the Delta Push 2 stops, are currently on our hub website right here. You can go check those out. They are order ready to go. All you have to do is send us an email through our website, which image you want, what size you want, and how many. We do all the ordering and shipping for you, and we'll send you an invoice to your email. Sub, like, comment on all my videos. Go and literally comment on each one, even if you just put one letter on each of the like 13 videos we uploaded last year, and then I have to decipher all the letters, what they make up, what you're trying to say. Go through all the videos, one letter, all decipher the code. It can be up to 13 letters long. Or you can actually comment something for real if you want. But seriously, subscribe and like, and comment. Like seriously, do them. And if you just can't get enough of me, or the channel, or my pictures, then maybe you should subscribe to my Twitch channel, Krabby Daddy. We go live 4 times a week. Oh, and remember, since it's a new year, always set your expectations low. Just because. Then when you do better, you feel good.